All right, folks, we're diving into the thick of it. A group stands in what looks like the aftermath of a major brawl. Leading the charge is a woman with striking blue streaks in her dark hair. She's got a determined, almost defiant look on her face, her hand outstretched as if to command attention. Behind her, a burly guy with a mohawk is giving his all. Further back, another figure, almost lost in the shadows, watches with a guarded expression. But hold up, dominating the right side of the panel, there's this massive, furred beast. Huge claws are emerging from what looks like a swirling, almost spectral form. They're tearing through the scene and giving off some serious okay, let's back it up a bit. We're jumping between two locations, starting with New York City. We see a package tied with twine with Raven Darkholme, Mystique written on it. It's marked to be opened on a very specific date and time. This is at the law offices of Payne and Luckberg 2 days ago. An office worker's on the phone asking about the coordinates, and an executive is all business. But he says this box has been in the works for decades. Now, fast forward to Florida, deep in the Everglades. This swampy scene is dominated by something straight out of a horror movie, a hulking, plant-like creature with glowing red eyes. It's grabbing at the edge of the scene. Mystique, her blue skin and red hair unmistakable, is demanding what's going on. Then there's a guy in a green and gold suit who announces with authority, that is the Man-Thing. The Man-Thing is on the move, and it sounds like a monster. The guy in green explains the monster is very sensitive to emotions. Positive emotions calm it down. Fear and anger enrage it also. The monster secretes acid from its skin and will burn you if touched. Mystique takes this in and is starting to panic. She is on a time crunch and needs help. The dude in green doesn't want to fight, but he has a task. Mystique doesn't seem afraid of anything, but she opens a portal, but in the blink of an eye she is grabbed by the Man-Thing. Cut to another part of the swamp. There's a whole crew standing there, looking like they just popped through a portal. We have a shirtless guy with a mohawk, a woman in white and gold armor, a red-clad woman with a sword, and a big blonde dude. They're all pretty confused, talking about how they smell swamp, and that Sinister is dead. But hold on, down below is another scene. A gaunt, bone-white figure with glowing red eyes and razor-sharp teeth is emerging. He looks starving. The big blonde guy points out that this creature will target anyone with a healing factor, like X-23, Deathstrike. And then he grits his teeth and adds, and me, the bone-white beast isn't wasting any time. It's pouncing on the blonde dude, and things are about to get messy. One of the red-suited figures declares he's being drained of energy, and they need to pray he gets enough from Sabretooth. They also said he will calm down once fed. The woman in white and gold is not interested in just waiting. She's not going to let the creature feed, and suddenly her claws come out. She tells the crew, no, I'm better than that. The Man-Thing has Mystique completely wrapped up, and she is speaking directly to the creature. She is telling it that the touch burns her because she is afraid. She then says, I fear only one thing, that having come so close to returning my love, destiny, to life, that I might still somehow fail. She dares the creature to look into her heart and asks what is stronger, the fear or the love. All right, things are heating up. X-23 unleashes a blast of green and gold energy, striking the bone-white creature and the blonde guy. A voice cries that was dumb, kid. Now he's got us both. X-23 retorts not. We then see the same scene from a slightly different angle and see her claws go SLSH right across the creature's face. She is really angry now. The creature lets out a terrible scream as it continues its attack. The action is non-stop. The creature is screeching and thrashing, and then it's suddenly stabbed from behind. A man with a red mask is going at the creature with a sword. Meanwhile, the blonde guy is warning the crew that Siphon took them both, and he's still coming for us. Not good. The red-masked man yells DIE, and then another voice warns Shargun. The more damage Siphon takes, the hungrier he'll get. He'll go after Deathstrike that much harder. He's obviously got some serious feelings for the lady, because he also yells, she will never love you, you idiot. Deathstrike is incapable of. There's also a small image of two figures fighting with swords as this is all going down. Hold onto your hats because this is getting intense. The woman in red is now in the fight and she declares, "Stand fast, Shargun. I am coming." She's leaping towards the creature, and with her claws at the ready, she declares they can take it down together because it can't beat them both at the same time. The man in the red mask is knocked back, but with a look of rage, says that if the creature steals his power, he will have his revenge, and then it cuts to the woman with a final thought that she swears it on her own. The bone-white creature is in full power as it's engulfed in orange flames and it screams, "I am Lady Deathstrike." Meanwhile, the green creature is also being enveloped in flames, but he's reacting badly and says ugh. We also see the blonde guy in the yellow suit. He is powering up with a blue electric surge, and he says, "And just in time too, come along, Siphon." Then, the image changes, and the creature is engulfed in blue energy and says, "W what?" We're back in the Everglades, where a weird vehicle is coming in. The driver says, "What you want to do all the way out here, lady?" Mystique replies, "Delivery," and the other character says, "Well, you dedicated. Be careful." Mystique opens a portal, and the two men who helped her are moving through. Her portal is starting to close, and she remarks strange things happen out in the swamp. Mystique then talks to the man-thing, saying, "No matter who I am, portal, I am always Mystique. That is how I defeated the creature." Then another character says, "Well, whatever, Siphon fed on all three of them. He is juiced up and good to go." The other guy replies, "I don't understand. I just want to be left alone." And Mystique replies, "No problem, buddy. Just one last thing, and then no one will bother you again." Mystique hands over a golden staff-like object to the guy in the yellow and green suit, who asks, "Give me the Zhulong, Mystique." "How long will this take?" She replies, "Oh, not long." The yellow and green suit dude then says, "What is that?" And continues with, "It's an NGH called the Zhulong, the Torch Dragon, a Chinese artifact, one of a kind." He clicks a button and he explains it's a channel. It takes energy of one kind and moves it somewhere else, changing it as it goes. For a guy like me, it could open all sorts of doors. Suddenly, the man-thing reacts and says "Wah," and a thin cable shoots out and into the creature with a SSS, SSS, SKKK, and a SBLK. And the man-thing cries out, "Arg!" The yellow and green suit dude has the man-thing all wrapped up and says, "It's done." A voice replies, "Yes. What do you want to do with Siphon?" And the yellow and green suit guy replies, "Get rid of him. After all, I am still able to heal, and he's bound to be hungry after this little transaction." We then see Mystique and the yellow and green suit guy talking. He is saying, "All right, you're strong enough to do what I ask. And yes, healing factor energy is as potent as it gets." Mystique retorts, "I can open a portal through the Nexus to the exact multiversal coordinates you gave me. You never really know what will come through when you open one of those doors." She looks at him and says with a smug look, "Oh, but I do. Open it." Okay, we're back with the portal crew. The lady in white and gold says, "Is this what it feels like to not be able to heal? When does the pain stop?" And the shirtless guy with the mohawk says, "It doesn't, Laura. Now maybe you'll understand what it's been like for me." The big blonde dude continues, "You know, most people live their entire lives without that power. Deal with it. How about we focus on getting out of here?" The woman in red retorts, "I'm focused on how you all threw me to the dogs a few minutes ago. I ain't gonna forget that." Another character then says, "But right now, I'm thinking about Mystique, Portal, and especially about Siphon. Those three gotta pay." Suddenly, a gold-colored creature appears out of thin air. The blonde dude then says, "Speak of the..." The shirtless guy with a mohawk retorts, "Wait, Creed. Wait. He's no threat to us anymore." The blonde guy replies, "So what? That don't mean I'm gonna forgive that freaky thing." And a new voice says, "No, but maybe we can use him." The creature is starting to wake up and says, "HH hungry." The shirtless guy with a mohawk continues, "He's drained again. He needs to feed. He'll be looking for someone else with a healing factor, and Mystique must be close." The blonde guy replies, "She wanted us nearby for some reason, or why bring us to this place at all? If we can get out, then we can use Siphon. Like a bloodhound." Mystique and the yellow and green suit guy are in a standoff, with the yellow and green suit guy saying there, "It took everything I had, but whatever you wanted to bring across, it's inside." She replies, be sure to shut the passage when you're done. Just smash this crystal and it'll close. Good, Portal, thank you. You could have taken the power from the Zhulong and left without helping me, but you did not. I will not forget that. She holds out her hand as he takes a device. Mystique then says, that is kind of you to say, Portal. Will you stay? I could make excellent use of a man like you. Portal replies, absolutely not, Mystique. Like I said, you're terrifying. Mystique then steps into a portal and says, at last. Then the last thing we see is Mystique walking down a glowing, futuristic hallway as a voice from behind calls, Mystique. The portal crew is looking at a broken siphon as a voice yells out, you're done, Raven. The bone-white creature is yelling, feed. Mystique then says, I will say this one time. I have already taken everything I need from you. You are free to go. I will not trouble any of you further. The woman with the sword replies, H&H. Mystique then says, but I have come too far. Look at your position. None of you retain healing factors. If you try to prevent me from walking through that doorway, I will kill you all. The red-suited figure says, we can no longer heal Mystique, and the last panel shows a decapitated creature as a voice says, but we can certainly still kill, and a SBLT can be heard. Mystique is holding two skull-like objects and says, so be it. Then there is a PFFFFFFFFF as smoke starts to cover Mystique. The portal crew is starting to look for her, and someone is saying, spread out. Find her. The red-suited character is saying, can any of you smell her? And another character responds, this damn smoke can't smell a thing. The shirtless character with the mohawk and X-23 are talking as they also search for Mystique. The shirtless guy says, come on, come on. And X-23 is saying, Dakin, we should stick together. That way Mystique can't, and suddenly X-23 is stabbed with a claw by another character as she cries out, Mystic. X-23 has stabbed the shirtless guy with a mohawk in the gut, and he's yelling Ngar. There's another SSS gay as X-23 pulls her claws out, and then the big blonde dude swings at the mohawk guy with a SLSH as he cries out, no. Then the scene cuts to the red-masked man asking, Yuriko, and she asks, Shargun, to which they both reply, yes. Mystique stands amidst a crystal structure, covered in blood, and says, told you. She then has a moment of exhaustion and says, NNNGH. We then cut to two images of the delivery man who is saying, hello, I'm looking for a Raven Darkholme. Or, Mystique, I have a package to deliver. And Mystique looking at him and replying, that's me. The last panel shows the delivery man putting the package down, saying, I'll just leave this here then, no need to sign. Mystique is opening the box and reading a message. The message starts with my darling, and it continues with, if you have come this far, if you are reading this, then you are at the nexus of all realities. Portal will have opened the door to the coordinates I gave you. She opens the box, and there is a letter addressed to Raven inside. She continues reading, Creed, Oyama and the others are no longer an obstacle. You have led, stolen, and killed, all because you believe we will be in each other's arms again. Just moments from now. Mystique then opens the letter and reads, but my beloved, that was a lie. We will not, you will never forgive me for doing this to you. I know that. Mystique then closes the letter and reads more of the message. I am dead, however. Any pain I feel at my using you this way will be long over. For me, at least. I did not lie that the death of Logan would be a linchpin event for the world, a turning point. Here is the truth. Not long after he dies, everything ends, including you. Mystique is getting angry as she reads, I saw a way I might be able to stop that. You thought you were saving me, but all along I have been saving you. Hate me if you must, but this is your destiny. My love, we may wish it were otherwise. We may not understand the message ends with, but the truth seems to be this. Mystique, standing in the green portal, says, the world needs a Wolverine if you are to survive. Then I needed to bring Logan back, and with a determined voice says no. Then the last panel shows a message from the letter she just read and says, forgive me, Raven. But she stops and then says no. Mystique is now holding the crystal and says, this is not about Wolverine, I will not allow it. This is my story. If it's Logan or the end of the world, well, she then smashes the crystal and says, let it burn, and she walks away down a futuristic hallway as the issue ends. Thanks for tuning in. Stay curious, stay awesome, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more amazing content.